To identify a consonant sound, it is important to state where a constriction is made in the vocal tract when producing a sound. Number 1, bilabial consonants. These are consonants made by bringing both lips together. For example, the P, the B, M, and the W sounds. Number 2, labial dental consonants. These are consonants made with the lower lip against the upper teeth, the F and the V sounds. Interdental consonants. These are consonants made with the tip of the tongue protruding between the front teeth. Theta and the EV are examples of these sounds. 4. Alveolar consonants. Just behind your upper front teeth there's a small ridge called the alveolar ridge. English makes 7 sounds with the tip of the tongue at or near this ridge. T, D, S, Z, N, L, and the R sounds. Number 5, palatal consonants. If you let your finger glide back along the roof of your mouth, you will note that the front part is hard while the back part is soft. Sounds made near the hard palate of the roof of the mouth are called palatal consonant sounds. For example, sh, zh, ch, j, and y. More accurately, the sh, zh, ch, and j are alveolar palatal sounds because they are made in the area between the alveolar ridge and the hard palate. Number 6, velar consonants. These sounds are produced at the soft part of the roof of the mouth behind the hard palate. This is an area referred to as the velum. The K, G, and the ng sounds are examples of velar consonants. Number 7, glottal consonants. These sounds are produced at the larynx. The space between the vocal folds is called the glottis. There's 2 examples of these sounds, the H and the glottal stop sounds. To further identify a sound, it is important to identify how the airstream is modified by the vocal tract when producing a sound. Number 1, stop consonants. Sounds made by obstructing the airstream completely in the oral cavity. Total blockage of air. The P, the B, T, D, K, G, and this is called the glottal stop. The glottal stop is made by momentarily closing the vocal folds. For example, if you stop halfway through the word bat, man, and hold the articulators in position for the second half, bat, man, you should be able to feel yourself making this sound. It is similar to having a catch in your throat. So people in the United States, they don't say Batman. They say Batman. Number 2, fricative consonants. Sounds made by almost completely obstructing the vocal tract. The small opening through which the air passes is small, and consequently a turbulent noise is produced. The F, V, theta, the EV, the SZ, the S hat check called the sh sound, and the Z hat check which is called the zh sound, as in the word measure, are examples of fricative consonants. 3. Affricate consonants. Sounds made by briefly stopping the airstream completely and then releasing the articulator slightly so that noise is produced. These sounds are described as a stop followed by a fricative. For example, the ch and the j sounds. For example, cheap and the word jeep. 4. Nasal consonants. Sounds produced by lowering the velum and thus opening the nasal passage of the vocal tract. The M, N, and the igma. Igma, I mean, for example, a word like sing. The NG is the igma. Also, the syllabic consonants and the un fall into this group. For example, possum and button. At least in the sense that the syllable ends in a nasal sound. Notice, it's actually impossible to say these sounds when holding your nose so that no air can escape through it. I mean, try this for a minute. Say the word mom for a minute. Hold your nose. Bob, Bob. You notice how you can't pronounce that word correctly because the air needs to go through the nose in order to be able to produce that one. 5. Liquid consonants. The constriction of these sounds is not narrow enough to cause turbulence. However, the center is the vocal tract is blocked, but the airstream passes along the sides of the tongue. You can feel this positioning by saying the word loose, then freezing your tongue at the L, and then inhaling sharply. As you inhale, the air will cool the sides of the tongue. And there's two sounds here, the L and the R sounds. Now, of course, these sounds are very, very problematic for non-native speakers. Six, glide consonants. Sounds made with only a very small closure of the articulators. In fact, if the vocal tract were any more open, it would result in a vowel sound. And there's two examples of these sounds in English, the W and the Y sounds. Lastly, sounds can be identified according to the state of the glottis, the opening between the vocal folds, which are found at the top of the trachea. When vocal folds are separated to open the glottis, you will feel no vibration, because the air passes through freely, or a voiceless consonant sound. When vocal folds are held loosely together, you will feel a vibration or a voice sound as the air passes through. Number 1, voice consonants. The B, D, G, V, the ETH, the Z, the Z hat check, which is the Z sound. You have the J hat check, which is the J sound. You have the M, N, the igma, which is, for example, in the word long, the LR, the flap, the Y, the W, the syllabic N, for example, in the word button. You have the syllabic M, as in the word chasm. You have the syllabic L, for example, little, and the syllabic R, as in ladder. The second type of consonants are what's called voiceless consonants. For example, the P, the T, K, F, the theta, the S hat check, which is the sh sound, the H, and the C hat check, which is the ch sound.